Everyone thought Daniel was doing well in life. He had a stable job, a fixed salary, a small apartment, and a routine that never changed. Every morning at 7 a.m., his alarm rang. Every morning, he hit snooze twice. Every morning, he told himself the same lie. At least I have a job. Daniel worked in an office where nothing ever really happened. Emails, spreadsheets, meetings about meetings. At the end of the month, his salary arrived like clockwork. And at the end of the month, it disappeared just as fast. Rent, food, internet, transport, a few small pleasures to feel alive. By day 20, his bank balance looked like a flatline heart monitor. But the scariest part, he wasn't shocked anymore. One evening, Daniel sat in his kitchen, staring at his phone. A notification popped up. Your salary has been credited. For a second, he felt relief. Then fear, because he knew what came next. The money wasn't freedom, it was just fuel, to survive another month. That night, his friend Alex came over. Alex wore simple clothes, but his eyes looked different, calm, focused, confident. Alex said, "Bro, how much do you save every month?" Daniel laughed. "Save? I survive." Alex didn't laugh. "Do you know something?" Alex said quietly. "A job can pay you, but it can also keep you poor." Daniel frowned. "What do you mean? A job is security." Alex shook his head. "It's controlled security. They give you just enough so you don't quit, but not enough so you escape." That sentence stayed in Daniel's mind all night. Just enough to survive, not enough to grow. The next day at work, Daniel noticed things he had never noticed before. His boss arrived in a luxury car. The same employees sat at the same desks. 10 years, 15 years, same job, same pay, just a little higher. No one looked free. During lunch break, he overheard two coworkers. "I can't leave this job. I have bills." "Same. I hate it here, but what choice do I have?" That word hit him hard. Choice. Did he really have one? Or was he trapped in a system that trained him to fear risk and worship salary? That night, Daniel searched online. How to get rich. Why am I always broke? Why salary is never enough? And one sentence changed everything. A job is not designed to make you rich. It is designed to make you useful. Daniel leaned back in his chair. For the first time in years, he felt uncomfortable, and that discomfort was dangerous. Because once you see the cage, you can't pretend it's a home anymore. Daniel couldn't sleep. That one sentence kept looping in his head. A job can pay you, but it can also keep you poor. At work, his fingers moved on the keyboard, but his mind was somewhere else. Every email felt pointless. Every meeting felt like a rehearsal for a life he didn't want. At lunch, he sat alone and opened a calculator app. Salary, $2,000. Rent, $800. Food, $400. Transport, $200. Bills, $300. Left, $300. And that $300. One emergency, and it was gone. He imagined quitting his job. His heart started racing. No salary, no safety net, no certainty. Fear whispered, "Stay. At least this pain is familiar." That evening, Daniel met Alex again. This time, he didn't joke. "I think you're right," Daniel said. "But what's the alternative? I can't just quit." Alex nodded. "That's the trap. They make you believe quitting is suicide. But what if staying is the real danger?" Alex pulled out his phone and showed Daniel something simple, a small online store he was running at night. "I built this after work," Alex said. Slowly. No boss, no clock. Daniel stared at the screen. "You did this, without quitting." "Exactly," Alex said. "You don't escape by jumping. You escape by building a bridge." That sentence hit harder than any motivational quote. A bridge. That night, Daniel opened his old laptop. It took 5 minutes to update, 10 minutes to boot, but for the first time, it wasn't for Netflix. He searched, how to make money online. Freelancing for beginners. Side income ideas. The internet exploded with possibilities. Design, writing, trading, drop shipping, teaching, editing. It felt overwhelming. He almost closed the laptop. But then he thought about his boss's car. About coworkers stuck for 15 years. About his empty bank account. So he chose one thing. Writing. Not because he loved it, but because he could start tonight. He made an account on a freelancing site. Bio: I can write simple articles and stories. It looked pathetic, but it was real. The next weeks were brutal. Work from 9 to 6. Side work from 8 to midnight. No movies, no parties, no weekends. His friends said, "Why are you working like this? You already have a job." They didn't understand. He wasn't working more. He was trying to escape. One night, he got his first message. "Can you write a 500-word article for $5? Daniel stared at the screen. $5. For an hour of work. It felt insulting. Then he remembered. You don't get paid for what you deserve. You get paid for what you can prove. He accepted. That night, he earned $5. It wasn't money. It was proof. Proof that income could come from somewhere other than his boss. And once that door opens, it never fully closes again. Daniel's life split into two worlds. Day world, office, emails, fake smiles, meetings about, targets. Night world, laptop, coffee, deadlines, clients from other countries. At first, it was slow. $5, then $10, then $25. Each small payment felt bigger than his salary. Not because of the amount, but because no boss approved it. 1 month later, something strange happened. His side income reached $400. That was more than his leftover money after expenses. For the first time, Daniel didn't feel trapped by his paycheck. He felt dangerous. At work, he started noticing how fragile the system was. One bad decision from management, one economic crash, one email that says, "We regret to inform you," and everything would disappear. Meanwhile, his freelancing kept growing. A client said, "You write fast. I can give you weekly work." Another said, "Can you manage content for my site?" Daniel's calendar filled up, but so did his exhaustion. He worked 9 to 6 right pointing arrow job, 8 to 1 right pointing arrow side work. His eyes burned, his hands hurt, but his bank balance changed. For the first time, he saw numbers going up instead of bouncing. Then temptation arrived. One morning, his boss called him in. "We're happy with your performance," the boss said. "We want to promote you. Higher position, more responsibility, a little more money." Everyone congratulated him, but inside, Daniel felt confused. The promotion meant longer hours, more meetings, less time for his bridge. That night, he opened his bank app. Salary, stable, side income, growing, 2 paths, one safe, one uncertain. Alex's voice echoed in his mind. A job pays you for time. A business pays you for value. Daniel realized something terrifying. If he accepted the promotion, he'd be richer in salary, but poorer in freedom. So he did something insane. He said no. His boss stared. "Are you sure? People wait years for this." Daniel nodded. "I'm sure." From that day, the office felt different. His boss trusted him less. Coworkers whispered. He felt invisible. But at night, he felt powerful. Because while they waited for raises, he was building an exit. Then disaster hit. A big freelance client suddenly disappeared. No message, no payment, no explanation. Half of his side income, gone. Fear returned. See, his mind said, this is why jobs are safer. He stared at his screen, heart pounding. For the first time, he understood. Freedom is unstable, but slavery is predictable, and predictable does not mean safe. He didn't quit. He doubled his effort. New platforms, new skills, better rates, and slowly, the income returned. But now he knew, the bridge could shake, so he made it stronger. 2 years passed. Daniel was no longer the same man who hit snooze every morning. His side income was now bigger than his salary. Not overnight, not magically, but slowly, painfully, consistently. He didn't feel rich. He felt prepared. One morning, something happened at the office. A mass email. Due to restructuring, some positions will be terminated. Names followed. Not his, but people he had eaten lunch with for years. People who said, "I can't leave. I have bills." Security escorted them out with boxes. That day, Daniel understood the truth. The job that felt safe had no loyalty. That night, he opened his laptop and looked at his numbers. Salary, $2,000. Side income. $3,200. His hands shook. He wrote his resignation letter. Not dramatic. Not angry. Just simple. Thank you for the opportunity. I am moving on to a new chapter. The next morning, he handed it in. His boss laughed. You'll be back. Daniel smiled. Maybe. But on my terms. Walking out of that building felt unreal. No fireworks. No music. Just silence. And fear. But also something new. Ownership of his time. Months later, Daniel worked from home. Then from cafes. Then from different cities. Some months were amazing. Some were scary. But every month, he learned more. And he never waited for permission to earn. One day, Alex asked him, "So, was your job keeping you poor?" Daniel thought for a moment. Then he said, "No, my job wasn't the problem. My dependency was. A job can feed you. But if it's the only thing feeding you, it controls you. And control is the real poverty." Message of the story: your job is not evil. But if it is your only income, it is your ceiling. Security is not having a boss. Security is having options. And options are built after work hours.